What it do? It's the 50th, man. You know. 5-0. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. They say I'm in the cult, they say a nigga lost, but I done lost it all. Family and all, they didn't get involved. They just wanna ball, son wanna stall. Back against the wall, we gon' show them all. I don't wanna be here, land of the slaves. We are not afraid, we are not the same. I done seen death, nigga, looked in his eyes. My higher man told me don't look surprised. Them haters gon' try, but them devils gon' fry. I don't wanna side, nigga, I just wanna ride. I don't wanna hide what I really feel inside. Them devils gonna pay for what they did to mine. Look me in my eyes, I want 7 wives, I want 7 kids. I want them to know that it was no hoe, that it was no joke. This is how it go. I do it with notation, I mean no hesitation. Come on, Lord, we waiting. Look at what they saying. I can't let it be. I can't turn the cheek for what they did to you and what they did to me. They say I'm in the cult. I guess I'm in too deep. I guess it's really deeper than it really needs to be. Forever it's one West. Forever we the best. You don't wanna test. It's only one the West. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
Wages of sin, death to your cult leader. You ain't one West, so you don't know scripture. Nah, you ain't in the truth, so we don't know niggas. Look, I had to change my ways, I don't know sinning. Got the name changed, not to Zab, YAHANNA. How was I ever in the world? I gotta ask myself. Man, a white man, a devil, I ain't imagining putting this in the hill, but my people can't imagine hell. I'm in the field with black natives and Hispanics. Never drop my sword and I don't panic like Muhammad. The church, a house of Satan, they just want your tithes. And you could go against the law, but you won't survive. M.O.K. had a dream, we getting burnt alive. Want me to love my enemies, the worst advice. If you ain't U.P.K, then you don't worship Christ. Nah, say you don't worship Christ.
Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me. You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. You niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw, ho. They never deliver, they got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow, I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone, you ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respect it like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga, you ain't got the heart. You ain't bout to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga, play your part. Claiming that you'll spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me. You niggas ain't.
You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside. From the dust to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside. And that's a definite. Cannonball wrecking shit. Excellent. Rhyme barocking, bombing like the president. I remain strong. King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent, chain on, hella bent. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in, shades on, made men. Cause we put in work to stop the earth until it cave in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid when we bout to leave the sword, the stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride. To let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talking super heavy, nigga, that's the surprise. With all scripture, street talk, word to Captain the Cod. Nigga, we blazing, ripping the mic with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max till we cracking the pavement. U.P.K, y'all the one West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's autumn, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, your cord unplugged, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of our kind. I get the order, then it's handle kind, not the one kind. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. Cause it's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a 4 pound. Damn sure ain't started the war, but I'ma end it. Cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted. But Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside, I'm jumping in it. It's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside. From the dust to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the boy outside, I get it on outside.
Nobody safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, flip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still a break your jaw out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pit. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in a clip. It's 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around.
Shalom, Israel. We at the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York City. I'm the Commanding General YAHANNA, established in 1969. We teach the truth according to the Bible. And the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians talk about birthdays and how birthdays are unlawful, or talk about Valentine's Day that's coming up right around the corner. But I remember today is so-called Martin Luther King, what is it? What is it? Martin Luther King what? Day? That's just Martin Luther King Day. It's just it. Well, we as black people and anybody, who's a Christian glorifies or memorializes Martin Luther King. In the I.S.U.P.K, of course, we know we do not glorify cowards. You understand? Right. We do not glorify coons or false prophets. Anybody that's not in the UPK. Or in that Bible, of course. All right? So Martin Luther King was looked at as, a prophet or reverend or however you want to call it. And he had a dream and he led blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, or black people more specifically. I don't know. He's supposed to have led us to freedom and, rights and equality or something, you know what I mean? The reason I don't know is because I don't see no change in what he was trying to get accomplished. I don't see us free today. I don't see any equality today. I see a nightmare. I don't see a dream. I see a nightmare. I see slavery, oppression. What else do we see? We see, white supremacy. We see black inferiority, right? Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians are being oppressed and down. So what kind of prophet was Martin Luther King, man? The Bible tells us, man. The Bible is how many thousands of years old? Thousands of years old. And God warned us, man. The Most High warned us about Martin Luther King. Let me get Jeremiah 23:1. The Bible and the Most High warned us of Martin Luther King, man. He told us that Martin Luther King was going to come and people like him and what they were going to do and what they were going to say and how they were going to say it and why they were going to say it. And he told us not to listen to them. But we did not know the Bible because our Christian pastors, just like Martin Luther King, was so busy telling us about a damn dream that he was not teaching us the truth about the Bible. But now we know the truth about the Bible, and we're able to see everything Martin Luther King was saying was against the Bible. And lo and behold, Martin Luther King himself was prophesied in that Bible as a man we should not listen to, man. Give it to me,
Come. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Woe be unto the pastors. Woe be unto who? The pastors.
Woe be unto the pastors, man. Destruction to the pastors. You want to know how to make black people you want to know how to give people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, a fighting chance at becoming stronger, a fighting chance to become, more righteous? Get rid of the Christian church. Right. Get rid of the pastors. Then we'll have a fighting chance of absolutely having a revolt or coming up against our oppressors and taking our authority back or getting back our integrity at least. But that's why we have Officer Not Desires having the lecture coming up, Christianity versus Revolutionary versus Revolution, because it's exactly what we're talking about right now. Our revolution, our attempts for revolution always fail because of Christianity, man. Because Christians tell you to forgive Amber Geiger, forgive Dylan Storm Roof, forgive your oppressors, forgive your enemies, forgive everybody, love them. So anytime we have a chance to have the spirit of courage and just be all out sick of what's going on, to be able to do something about it, to change our situation, Christianity, pampers us back, rocks us back to sleep. It puts it all at ease and rest. It makes us docile. But we need to do something different, man. These Christian churches and these pastors are causing us to be killed and oppressed, man. And that's why the Bible says what?
Woe be unto the pastors.
Woe be unto the pastors, man. That's talking about Martin Luther King, Al Sharpton. You know what I mean? You're hustling Jesse Jackson. You know what I mean? You're big pimping T.D. Jakes. All of them. Every one of these pastors, man, are depriving us of the truth. And because they deprive us of the truth, we end up destroyed.
Right.
We end up hurt in the court system, in the prison system, single parent homes, homosexuality, child abuse, child neglect, criminal domestic violence, AIDS, STDs, homelessness, shelter, starving. We end up in these situations because our pastors are depriving us of the truth. And the best way to get it done is to get rid of the pastors. So it says, woe be to the pastors. Go ahead. Hold on. And woe means destruction. For anybody that doesn't know, woe means destroy. So when it talks about a woe, when it says the first world woe and the second woe has passed and the third woe is coming, it's talking about war. Third woe, second woe is talking about war or bloodshed or fighting or destruction. That's what woe means. All right? Go ahead. Read it from the top.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
And that's what they do. They destroy us, man. These pastors destroy us, and they're the reason why we have no faith in the Bible. Why we have no faith in God. Because every day we go to church just singing and dancing, paying them all our money, all grandma money, you understand, just to have the same problems every damn day. And more, adding on top of each other. You know what I mean? Pastors is enabling women, pushing them to be more masculine, to be more of decision makers, deciding whether or not she want to keep her man or not, or put her in a position to be a fighter and a soldier on the front line. You know, and making our men what? Homosexual. These pastors have to be destroyed, man.
Right.
For us to be able to get ourselves in order. For us to be able to get our affairs in order, to our household in order, our lives in order, for us to be able to be free, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2.
Go ahead.
Therefore, thus said the Lord God of Israel.
Go ahead.
Against the pastors.
Hold, read back again, man. Read that again.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel.
The Lord God of who?
Of Israel.
The Lord God of everybody.
Of Israel.
The Lord God of the white man.
Israel.
The Lord God of whoever Martin Luther King dream about.
Israel.
The Lord of God of all mankind.
Israel.
So what is Martin Luther King talking about, man? This God that he calls himself ordained to teach for, he's only the God of Israel.
Right.
It's not the God of everybody. So how you talking about you got a dream that little white boys and little white girls is going to come together and join hands and have one big rainbow coalition? We're going to sing dances, sing songs and dance. When this is the God of Israel, not the God of everybody. Meanwhile, the same people he trying to join us with don't want to join us. Didn't even want to join us.
Right.
They had to go fight for them to join us. Why do we have to force these people to join us? Why do we got to force ourselves to join them? Can't we just be separate and be good without them? Look at where we now, and look at where it's gotten us today, man. Well, we got everything that we were like. Some brother put it so perfectly. He said it got us today having to remind ourselves to support black businesses.
Right.
We got to remind ourselves to support black businesses to benefit our people and promote our own businesses. And that's what Martin Luther King's dream has gotten us. Because what he wanted to do was fight for us to love them and join them when they didn't want to join us. Now that we've joined them, that was all we was left with. He died and we joined him. And what else is there next?
Right.
Now we sit there looking like sitting ducks, no businesses, no family, no hoods, you know what I mean, no land, no ownership, just nothing but second-class citizens. Somebody say something?
No,
second-class citizens, man. We got to remind ourselves to support black businesses. We got to fight to get our businesses started. When in the time of Martin Luther King, we had businesses. We had plenty of black businesses. Plenty. Our community was chocolate, and it was beautiful. Now we so busy. He marched everybody from Mississippi, from Alabama, out of all the hoods in Alabama, all the communities in Mississippi, all through Georgia and everywhere else to get to goddamn Washington, D.C. to suck our oppressors' rod, man. To put money into their businesses. We done left all our businesses and stuff back in Mississippi. Left all of our businesses back in Alabama. And they just getting cold and some oppressor pulling up right to it and taking it over. Now all we got is that what they give us. Martin Luther King had a nightmare, man.
Right.
And it says that these pastors have to be destroyed. Go ahead. The God of Israel.
The God of Israel against the pastors that feed my people.
You know what I mean? Saying against the pastors that feed my people. Go ahead.
Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away.
And you have scattered my flock and driven them away. That's what's happening. You know how many people I see leave the Christian church because it's not working for them, or it just sounds like a bunch of baloney, and they go take up Rastafarianism, or they go take up Islam, or they just become atheists. They become their own gods. I'm a god, goddammit. I'm making myself God. I'm God. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. They scattered us. All right, go ahead.
Scatter my flock and driven them away.
Good.
And have not visited them.
And did what?
And not visited them.
And not help us when we need our rent paid.
Not visited them.
And not help us when we trying to fight that drug addiction.
And have not visited
and
them.
Not helping us when we trying to save our marriages.
And not visited them.
And not helping us when we have no home to go to.
Have not visited them.
And not helping us when we have no food to eat.
Not visited them.
Like these pastors teach us all of this bull crap in these churches, misleading us and scattering us, and then when we have real problems, they ain't there for us, man.
Right.
They ain't there for us. Martin Luther King walking us all the way back down Selma and Washington, D.C. and wherever else. We walking like goddamn, we in the god, you know what I mean? Like we somewhere in the Middle East, you know what I mean? Where there's no cars and nothing else for us to do besides walk. And we walking all the way to the white man's doorstep to what? Beg him to love us. Whole time we got problems. He ain't never come see about that.
Right.
Whole time we got brothers and sisters that's at enmity with each other, and he ain't got no time for that.
Right.
Brothers getting incarcerated, hit over the head. Our oppressor is sinking dogs on us and water and everything else. And what is his whole mission? To love our oppressors, man.
Right.
So we gotta die and suffer and everything else for him to love his oppressor. Everybody, hundreds of thousands of Negroes had to suffer for him to love white people, man. Martin Luther King was a sellout, man.
Right.
And it shows that everybody that says they know God ain't no prophet, man. Everybody that says they believe in Jesus ain't no prophet. Read.
And not visit to them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing.
You understand? The Lord said, because of this, I'm going to visit you. I'm going to visit you and the evil of your doing. Because you sat right there in that pulpit, act like you was teaching the God's words and convincing husbands' wives to sleep with you and to leave their man, convincing children to suck your rod in molestation, and going out and taking the money that the homeless, poor people gave you for tithes to go out and pour and make it rain on strippers and buy prostitutes. I'm going to visit you upon the evil, you understand, that you've committed. I'm going to visit you. Go ahead.
Visit upon the evil of your doing, saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
Verse 3, and I will gather the remnant of my flock.
Yeah, man, I'm going to gather the remnant of my flock, man. Go ahead.
Out of all countries, whither I have driven them, and will bring bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase.
All right, let's go ahead and drop down, man. No, matter of fact, keep going.
Verse 4, and I will set upon shepherds over them, which shall feed them.
You understand? And that's what's happening today, man. When the Bible said when Joab was like, he was leading his army, and he said, be courageous, and let's play the men for our people, he wasn't talking about Martin Luther King, man.
Right.
He was talking about these brothers in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, man.
Right.
He was talking about these brothers in here playing these men, these shepherds that are going to truly feed the flock, man. These brothers that's going to really give our people the truth, whether they like it or not. We got to argue with brothers. We got to go and battle brothers every day, battle sisters every day, hurting their little feelings. Why? Because we love them. Telling them the truth, feeding them, giving them what they want. Like when the Bible talks about eating of the tree of life. That's eating that food for thought. You have that food for thought. You were given things that were beneficial for your life, that you got in the form of knowledge. And that's what you're getting right now in the Israelite school of UPK. You're getting food for thought that's going to be profitable in your life and health. Everything, man. And that's what the Lord said. He's going to destroy these pastors, and he's going to gather the remnant of his people who was not dead and just dying because of the misleading of these Christian pastors, whatever's left of us. And he's going to put true men above them. He's going to put true men above these people. Men who ain't afraid of their woman. Men who ain't afraid of telling the truth. Who's courageous and will tell you what it is, regardless of how you feel or not. Regardless of what he loses or not. That's going to tell you how to live. That's going to teach, practice what he teaches, and teaches you what you should be doing as well, man. It's going to give you all the truth, nothing but the truth. Who's going to cry aloud and spare not.
Right.
All right? Go ahead.
Remnant of my flock out of all countries, verse 4. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more.
And they shall what?
Fear no more.
Black people are ready to celebrate Martin Luther King Day, and they don't even know how long they got left on this earth. Why? Because police officers are shooting us in the back. We got to every time we get pulled over by the cops, we like, oh my goodness. Oh God. I hope they don't shoot me today. I hope, let me reach for my wallet real slow.
Right.
Let me just do, you know what I mean? Because we are in fear in this place, man. Joining these oppressors didn't put us out of fear, did it? So he's not the shepherd that the Lord put over us. Because the shepherd that the Lord put over us would have been taking us out of fear. And in UPK, we don't fear anything but the Most High. You understand? We're not worried about, Tom pulling us over and shooting us because the Lord is on our side. Because our leaders have taught us well that to the point where we are righteous, 100% perfect, right? We're 100% perfect, and because of that, the Lord is with us.
Right.
And he will fight our battles, and as soon as that cop pulls his gun out to shoot me in the head, it's going to backfire and shoot him in his face. Because that's the power of the Lord. The Bible says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. When you following these laws and statutes and commandments, and you putting on the whole armor of the Most High, you don't have to worry about those carnal things that are going on in the world. Right. You know what I mean? But when somebody like Martin Luther King is leading you, and you out here, when freedom rang, and I made it, I seen the mountaintop, and I have a dream, and all of this fictional, spooky garbage, you have nothing real to rely on when it comes to saving you from your oppressors, man. Read.
Nor be dismayed.
Go ahead.
Neither shall they be lacking, says the Lord.
Neither shall they be what?
Lacking.
That's another thing, man. Aren't we lacking right now because of Martin Luther King's dream? Right. Did not we leave our communities and our businesses to go and march with Martin Luther King all the way across states and bridges? To do what? To eat at the white man's businesses. To eat as his businesses, put our money in their pockets. We abandon our businesses. We abandon our homes. We abandon our community. We abandon our occupations, man. We abandon our integrity. We've abandoned our culture. We abandoned our rights that we had on our own, man. We abandoned those things. And now we do what? We lack. We lack. But in the U.P.K, we don't lack anything in here. We got everything you need in here. What you need? Are you paying your tithes?
Right.
What you need? You know what I mean? Are you following these laws, statutes, and commandments? You can't expect to have a righteous life and then have everything you want if you're not following the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You wonder why you got AIDS. You wonder why you're homeless. You wonder why you're in this situation because you're out here living a sinful life, and you're not doing the will of the Lord. You're doing the will of your pastor,
Right.
and that's why he's rich and you're poor, and you have nothing, and you lack everything. And your businesses fail. That's why. But in the U.P.K, all your businesses, your businesses are flourishing here. You'll never starve in the U.P.K. You'll never be homeless in the U.P.K. It never happened. The loyalty in here is so thick. The love in here is so deep. You'll never need anything. You won't lack with these shepherds. Go ahead. We're gonna tell you to separate from your enemies, man. Right. We're not going to tell you to go join them, go hug them, love them, and embrace them. Go down to the White House and talk to Donald Trump and, try to infiltrate from in the inside. No, we're not going to tell you none of that. We're going to tell you something, one simple word: separate.
Right. Separate.
He's hurting you. He's killing you. He's a threat to your life. Separate. Cop can't kill nobody that he ain't around. All right? Go back to we have our own communities, and we follow laws, statutes, and commandments, and we got our own people policing our neighborhoods. The cops ain't got no business being out there.
Right.
No crime going out here. If it is, we handling it right now together in a righteous way, not with that sword in his holster, because that's how they solve crimes. We're killing black people.
Right.
All right? Martin Luther King led us into a burning house, man.
Right.
And he said it himself. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper.
All right. Let's go down. Let's go ahead and get down to the meat. Let me get Jeremiah 23 and 25. All right? So everybody that's reading along at this point, I want you to go to Jeremiah 23 and 25. We're going to show you that the Most High warned us of Martin Luther King thousands of years ago.
Right.
He warned us and said he's going to lead us into destruction. All right? I ain't mad at Pookie for, sleeping with, white women. I ain't mad at, and doing crack cocaine. I ain't mad at Jerome for selling all the drugs in the neighborhood. I'm mad at their Christian pastors that made them feel like it was okay to do. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at Martin Luther King for telling us that it was okay to join our oppressors. They are the worst people on the face of the earth, man. Your Christian pastors. If it wasn't for your Christian pastors, black people would have jobs to work at. They wouldn't have to sell drugs. Women wouldn't have to sell their box and strip in the strip club. If it wasn't for Martin Luther King,
right.
Then we would have less drug addicts. We have less sex trafficking, right? Less single-parent homes, so many things. Like, we wouldn't lack anything, and we would be fed the right things we were supposed to be fed from the beginning. Give me Jeremiah 23 and 25.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25.
Good.
I have heard. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesies lies in my name.
The prophesy what?
Lies in my name.
The prophesy lies in my name. Just because somebody say they know God and my Jesus and God told me to tell you this, doesn't mean that they're a true prophet. It doesn't mean that they're a true prophet. Doesn't mean they were sent by the Lord. Because there's men and women out here alike who say they are something by the Lord and say, God wanted me to say this. God put this on my heart, on my spirit. God put this spiritual bubble around me and caused me to know this and tell you this right now. There's going to be something that's going to come into your life, and you're going to see it, and you're not going to really understand it at first. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're prosperous in a time when this comes. Because all they really trying to do is make sure you have money to pay their tithes so they can buy strippers.
Right.
There ain't no profit. There ain't no profit. Read that again.
Verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my
You
name.
cannot go to no church, and these pastors can't go to no school and learn how to be prophets and become a prophet and become a reverend or a bishop or a pastor. You can't be a teacher of this Bible by going to church. You can't be a teacher of this Bible by going to, what's it called? Bob Jones University or Billy Graham. That's what I was trying to look for before. Going to Billy Graham. He got a school, right? Billy Graham something. I don't know. It's Billy Graham Academy University. You can't go and learn from them to figure out how to be a prophet and be ordained. No, man. The only prophets that are in the world today are in the Israelite school of UPK, man.
Right.
I say it 1,000 times, man. You see black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians in here, we ain't struggling. You see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in here, we ain't hurting. We ain't crying. We ain't in fear for our life every day. Living scared every day. No, that's not what you see in here. We're fed. We're clothed. We're housed. We're loved. You understand? Unconditionally. And everything that we need, we have it. We don't lack anything in here. All right? But there's people that say they prophesy. Doesn't make them a prophet.
Right.
Good?
Prophesied lies in my name.
And that's what they're doing. They're actually prophesying lies in the name of the Lord. What are some of the things they say, Mark Dockett? Read.
Prophesied lies in my name,
Saying what?
I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Read it from the top so nobody think that you made a mistake and read that I have dreamed twice. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Hold it right there. I've heard what the prophet says, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed. That little white boys and little white girls will go and hold hands together. I have dreamed. I have dreamed that we will all come together and be able to sit at the same tables together. I have dreamed. I have dreamed that God wants us to be able to have unity and love one man to another. Those are all lies in the name of the Most High. Those are lies. They don't know nowhere in that Bible it talks about different nations joining together hand in hand. When they was at the Tower of Babel, they was joined hand in hand, was they not?
Right.
At the Tower of Babel, during the time of Nimrod and the Babylonian Empire, they was all joined hand in hand. All the nations were gathered together. What did the Lord do? The Lord sent an angel down there, like, break that shit up, man.
Right.
What the hell is going on around here? He was vexed, angry. Like, what? Nah, sent the angel down there. Get that right. Fix that up. Nah. None of that holding hands and one nation under God stuff going on. Get down there and handle that for me. Angel went down there, confounded everybody, changed their languages. Not only did he change their languages so they couldn't understand each other, they sent them on into their own lands. The Lord ain't said nothing about joining no nations together, man. Can't even have sexual relations with another nation.
Right.
Interracial marriage is unlawful. So even when the sons of God was making marriages with the daughters of men, he flooded the whole earth. He said, no, listen, send the angel down there. You know what I mean? Send the angel down there again. Like, listen, go down there, cause a flood, you know what I mean? And flood this whole thing up right here. Get rid of it, all of it. Start all over again. Let's start all over.
Right.
Sent the angel down there, flooded the earth, and because he didn't want his children, who are the children of Israel, who are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, making marriages and having babies with no heathens. Go ahead.
Sister Shara said, preachers are like fortune tellers without the crystal ball. Their insight comes with a price tag. I say they're bigger con artists than fortune tellers because they're using God's name for an agenda.
That's right. And what the sister said is absolutely heavy. Them fortune tellers out there, they just like the crystal balls or them tarot cards. They got the tarot cards. Who Who made them? I don't know. It probably was made in China. I don't know. You know what I mean? Crystal ball made in China. Everything made in China. Got nothing to do with nothing. They just over there just playing off of your oppression, playing off of your weakness, playing off of your ignorance, and sitting there and like, oh, let me see. I see a woman coming into your life. She's gonna have a lot of money. And you over there like, oh, word? Yeah, she's gonna have a lot of money. Or do you go to, they're gonna try to, they really trying to get it to where, you say something, they say some vague, random, generalized stuff. I see a man, looks like he loves playing sports. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that's my uncle. Right. You damn near giving him the fuel for it. That's my uncle you talking about. Okay. Is he tall? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they'll really play on your words and all boards. But them Christian pastors, they use God to tell their lies. Mm-hmm. They lie on. That's what you say. Read it again. I heard the prophets.
I have heard what the prophets said. That prophesies lies in my name.
See, these pastors, they prophesy lies in the name of the Most High, like the sister said. You understand? And they gonna, like I said, like the God told me to tell you this. You keep fighting to do what you're doing and get that and land that promotion, whatever you got to do, and you do it because he's going to bless you with that job. He's going to bless you with that promotion. You're going to get it. It's coming. All to put a batter in your back so you can go get that money so you can put it in that pot. Oh, God told me to tell you this. Like, he's saying that you're a good woman and you shouldn't have to take any of this from your man. Your man should be the husband of one wife. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have to take that. And the God wanted me to know that there's a man out there. You see what I'm saying? Right. There's a man out there who is a man of God, who's going to love you and only you. You know who that man is that he talking about? Give it to me, boy, doggy.
I'm talking about Jesus Christ.
No. Think about it. Think about a Christian pastor. But the guy wanted me to know there is a man out there who's a man of God who's going to love you and only you. He talking about his damn self. He talking about himself. He trying to get her to leave her man so he can sleep with her. Right. And these pastors that say that all in the name of God. God told them to tell them that. And women that leave their man and they end up some whore for him. The sister says it's heavy, man. Go ahead and continue out where we left off at.
Prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Go ahead.
Verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets?
How long is this going to be in the heart of the prophet? How long is he going to desire to have sex with heathens? How long is he going to desire to join his oppressors? How long is he going to desire another man's wife? How long is he going to desire? How long is he going to sexualize little girls? How long is he going to go pay for strippers and prostitution? And how long is he going to do this? How long is this going to be in his heart? Go ahead.
Yea, they are prophets of the deceits of their own heart.
That's what they prophesying. When Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, that was exactly what it was. His dream. It's exactly what it was. His dream. Had nothing to do with the Most High. Had nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Had nothing to do with Shirah. Had nothing to do with Maradakia. And had nothing to do with Brenda that threw a baby in the trash can. And had nothing to do with Trayvon Martin. And you have nothing to do with Eric Garner. And you have nothing to do with none of us. It had everything to do with Martin Luther King. That's what it was. It was his dream, the deceit of his own heart. It was in his own mind. You understand? Go ahead.
They are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
Right. The deceit of his own heart. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Which think to cause my people to forget my name. Mm-hmm.
That's what that's exactly what they're doing. They're causing the people to forget the name of the Lord, man. Because while we out here living out Martin Luther King's dream, we forgot the Lord's will for us. Right. We forgot the Lord's will We forgot who we are, our identity. We forgot what we are alive for, our purpose in life. We forgot everything that the Bible tells us. We forgot the Bible. We forgot our history, our heritage. We forgot it all. Now we out here, what? Getting high. You know what I mean? Getting high, popping whores, being homosexuals, selling drugs, lesbianism, gay, you know what I mean? Homosexuality, all the different homosexuality. That's what we're doing. Because we forgot our way. We forgot the Most High's way. You understand? Read that again.
Come. Which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his daughter, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
That's what I'm saying. For Baal, for all of these wicked things in the earth, which is blasphemy, which is wickedness, which is all these foul, evil spirits. Everything that we do today, man. You understand? You got to fight your woman, or your woman should not be fighting you. Her husband. You got husbands that's, asking their woman, can you take this right here and put this together? Can you stick that up in there for me? Asking that woman to stick stuff up their rear end, and it's all messed up, man.
Right.
It's all messed up.
Right.
It's just wickedness and nastiness and filth is a cesspool, man. That's all because we're following after Martin Luther King's dream. We're following after T.D. Jake's visions. We're following after the visions of Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Farrakhan, Malcolm X. Who else, man? Everyone, man. Whoever the dude is over there, Rastafarianism. I forgot his name. You know what I mean? Something Selassie or something like that. But listen, these men are not here for us. They're here for themselves, for the deceit of their own hearts, man. Which verse you at now?
Verse 28.
No, don't hold it right there. Let me get down in that Apocrypha, man. Let me get matter of fact, what's 28 say? Salaki.
Verse 28, the prophet that had a dream, let him tell a dream.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's get into all of this, because this is Martin Luther King we're talking about.
All right.
The prophet that have a dream, when Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, we should have been like, all right, nigga, that's cool. So sis, like, you know me, like, what you trying to do? You want the eggs, the grapes, and everything, that'd be all you need? All right, so that'd be $5. Or, brother, you know what I mean? What you need? You need your teeth clean, need a root canal, brother? All right, go ahead. That'll be this amount of money. Continue to run our businesses, man.
Right.
Continue to love one another. Continue to be in our communities, building it up, and not giving a damn about what he over there talking about some damn dream. Dream?
Right.
You mean the stuff that goes on in your head that's real, not real in reality? You mean the things that you pictured at night that wasn't real? Dreams. Read it one more time.
The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream.
Let him tell that shit. You can tell your dreams all damn day, brother. What you said? All right, you want me to, all right, I hear your dream. Yeah, man, I have a dream, man. We're going to get together, white boys and white girls, and hold hands together. Yeah, I got a dream. We're going to love everybody, and everybody going to be one big rainbow coalition. We're going to love it. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, you done? All right. You know what I mean? Head on out.
Right.
What is he talking about, bro? Let him tell his dream. Go ahead.
Let him tell a dream. And he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully.
You understand? But here in the UPK, they're going to get a good battle.
Right.
You over here talking about, God said we supposed to love everybody. But we're in the UPK, know the Lord's word. And we're going to say, la, ah.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Give me Romans 9:13. Give me this. Give me that. We're going to pull all these precepts. about not loving everybody or being separate and so on and so forth, being graded and one greater than the other, you know, no equality. So what are you talking about? We're going to battle them with the words that we know is to be real in the Bible. And it's going to be so easy because all they're telling us is something from their own hearts, something from their own pockets and their own mind that they just gathered up, mustered up one day when they was asleep. You know what I mean? One day when they was daydreaming off to the sunset, it came to them that God loves everybody. And we should all love everybody. Let me go tell everybody. They're going to come to the UPK and we're going to say, nigga, are you stupid? Somebody give me a second such and such. Read. I hate I what? I hate I what? Come out of her. Be ye separate. Battle them. Go ahead.
Come. Let him speak my word faithfully.
We're going to do that in the UPK. We're going to speak that word faithfully, and a lot of people don't want to hear it. Am I right, Mardaki? A lot of people turn around and leave with their tail tucked between their legs because you done yelled at them and cursed at them and everything else, but they don't realize that we telling you faithfully the word of the Lord. Because had we not fed you what you need to be fed, we would be just like your Christian pastor. Telling you all these smooth words and being less aggressive. Hey, sister, I don't want to, get your panties all in the bunch. You know what I mean? But, a man can have much. What you mean a man can be like, hey, it's not really like that. You know what I mean? It's really not like, it's up to you if you want to, and they soft, man. They're going to say them smooth words and they're going to tell you what you want to hear at the end of the day. And who needs a leader like that? Go ahead.
What is the chaff to the wheat, said the Lord?
Go ahead.
Verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire, said the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces?
Go ahead.
Verse 30. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord, that steal my words.
That do what?
Steal my words.
For God so loved the world.
Steal my words.
Love thine enemies.
Steal my words.
God is love.
Steal my words.
Go ahead.
Everyone from his neighbor.
Go ahead.
Verse 31.
Steal my words, everyone from his neighbor, man. Like these pastors are taking these words of the Most High and manipulating it and telling you a lie, one person to another person, man. Got the whole congregation, 50,000 in the pews, and they all getting lied to, man. Go ahead.
Verse 31. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongues and say, he said. Verse 32.
Right, it say he said, right? So God said that we supposed to love everybody. God said we supposed to, join hand in hands with our oppressors and our enemies. We got to seek peace in spite of. That's their favorite word, in spite of. That's so weak. In spite of. You got to love him in spite of. You got to love your enemy in spite of. You got to find love in your oppressors in spite of. You mean, even though he's shooting me, I still have to love him. Even though he's oppressing me, I still have to love him. Even though they hate me, I still have to love them. Though they do not want me around, I still should fight to be around them. You got to be out of your damn mind to think that that's something that anybody wise would say. The Most High didn't say that. So when they say he said, they're a damn lie. And the Lord says what? Read it from the top.
Behold, I am against.
That's why the Lord said. He said he's against them. Go ahead.
The prophets, said the Lord.
He's against the prophets, man. Does that mean that there's no such thing as prophets? No, that means that there's a such thing as false prophets. Everybody that calls himself a prophet is not truly sent by the Lord. Go ahead.
That use their tongues and say he said.
Good.
Verse 32. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams.
I'm against them that prophesy false dreams. The Lord is against Martin Luther King, man.
Right.
The Lord is against Martin Luther King, everything he stood for, everything he dreamed, and everything that he told us. He's against them, man. Drop that. Let me get Lamentations 4:17. He's against them, man. Because at the end of the day, all of those dreams and all of that he said, it didn't profit the people, man. It didn't profit us none. We took losses because of his dream. You understand? They marched down, that march to Washington, man. They marched, boy, for weeks. They marched for weeks. From down Mississippi all the way out there in the South, all the way to Washington, D.C., to some racist redneck that hates black people, for them to beg him and say, please love us because we love you in spite of. All of us are equal.
Right.
We need equal love. You didn't need his love. You just left the hood. It was black professionals out there. It's black businesses out there. Your neighbors was black. You had everything you need. Let's go to shows like people like Martin Luther King and that people that follow Martin Luther King love to be slaves, man. They just want to love. They just love and just want to be slaves. I just want to just give me a job. Just let me clock in somewhere. Let me get in there. Just give me a schedule. You know what I mean? And let me clock in. When you tell me to leave, I'll leave. When you tell me to come in, I'll come in. When we had our own businesses, man, we was good. We make our own schedule. We can hire who we want to hire, fire them, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But we just wanted to go be slaves, and we wanted to go be second-class citizens. And Martin Luther King was the spark that started it all, man. He was the spark that started all that stuff, man. Damn, 40 years, probably 50 years before Martin Luther King even got on the scene to where he was at that time in 1968, we had already created an economy of our own in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right.
And had a thriving economy. We was making more than our oppressors was making. Had living lives better than our oppressors was. Did we get that by joining them? Did we get that by marching and protesting and holding picket signs? No. We got that by doing what? Separating.
Right.
Just being separate. That's it. So who the hell is Martin Luther King, and why the hell did he think that was going to be a good thing for us? He didn't think at all. It was a dream. An lucid dream that was really reality. It was really what he wanted. Because truly, Mike wanted to just have orgies with his oppressors.
Right.
He just wanted to have oppressive orgies with white women. And that's all it was. He just wanted to be able to have sex with Becky and chill with Tom and to be accepted. But why do all of us have to go down your destructive path? And that's why it says, let the dreamer dream. Let him dream. That's why the Lord says, I'm against him.
Right.
You understand? Give me what you got, Up.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
As for us,
Mm-hmm.
our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
As for us, our eyes have failed, man, for our vain help. Listening to Martin Luther King, we've been pushed. What's been pushed on us is vain help, because at a time when we had everything we needed, Martin Luther King made us feel like there was more that we needed. And now that we think that now that he's convinced us that there's more that we needed, so now we got to go and get it from these people, is why even today, when we want something done, when we want to stop being murdered by white police officers, when we want to stop getting murdered by white domestic terrorists, when we want to stop being discriminated against, we go to who? The same people that's murdering us. Right. The same people that's discriminating against us. The same people that is oppressing us. We go to our oppressors for help. We go to our oppressors for help against them. And what does the Bible call it? We're seeking vain help.
Right.
They're not going to be able to help us. They're the ones killing us. Read it one more time.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
You know what I'm saying? Our eyes have failed, man. I remember one time back some time ago, I forgot who was murdered by a police officer. But at that time, it was The Game. I think it was Snoop Dogg, somebody else. And they did, what did they do? They did what Martin Luther King did. They started the march from Compton or wherever they was at, somewhere in California, from the hood, left the hood, went all the way down to the police station to do what? Tell the big bad wolf to stop being a big bad wolf.
Right.
Tell the lion to stop eating like lions do. Stop attacking like lions do. To tell the dragon to stop burning everybody up and everything it sees. To tell the killer, the murderer, to stop being a murderer. What are you doing, man? Martin Luther King has created a very vain trend, man.
Right.
He's created a very vain trend to the point that we don't know how to solve our problems. We think solving our problems is going to happen with love. We think that solving our problems is going to happen with peace, peaceful protests, love, not getting up and separating, or having a revolt, right? But just loving them. One day they're going to accept it. We're going to change them with love. As long as we go up there and we talk to them, one day they're going to hear us. It happened with Martin Luther King. They marched, they talked, and look, we got rights. They marched, they talked, and look, we was able to get whatever they was marching for. But they don't realize that they never, ever truly marched for freedom. They never did. The same way we vote today. It's the same exact thing. Voting today ain't no different than going and marching down to your oppressor's house and saying, I want you to keep my people from being murdered by government police officials. I want you to keep my people from having lack of shelter and home and accommodation. I want you to help my people to be able to get jobs. I want you to help our people to have not fear every day and have to not suffer every day. And we vote for them. And what do they end up doing? Does the hood ever change during any presidency? Did it change during the Barack Obama administration? Hell no. Did it change during Bill Clinton administration? Another man who black people loved and adored? No, it did not. And it's not going to change under any administration because the government that we're looking up to and trying to get our problems solved by are the same government that are giving us the problems. Right. Read it one more time.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Mm-hmm.
And our watching. What have we done? We have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We have watched for a nation that cannot save us, man. Martin Luther King's dream and all that marching and protesting was vain, pointless, idiotic, stupid. And people are today celebrating Martin Luther King today. Goddamn Martin Luther King, man.
Right.
He the reason why we suffering more than we were before he started marching. We suffering more than we was before he started marching. Because at least we were just hated. At least then we were just hated. And we were tormented. But we still had love for one another as brothers and sisters at that time. We still had a sense of unity amongst each other. We still had our own community, our own businesses, and because we had the love, our communities were not violent. It was not gang banging going on in our community. It wasn't drugs being sold in our communities. It wasn't shootouts happening in our community. No, it was job opportunities given by our own people in our communities. It was love in our communities. You know, back then when you was able to have your house door stay open all day, right. You ain't have to worry about you locking your door when you leave because everybody in his family, we all know each other. We watch each other's houses. Now what's happening? You leave your door open, your neighbor gonna rob you. Back then, you could leave the door open, the neighbor's son be able to come over there. When he get home from school, his bad parents ain't home, he just come to your crib. Wait over there, chill over there, or be outside playing with the rest of the kids till they get home. A whole community watching them, watching those kids. The village was raising the kids. But now Martin Luther King, because of his idiotic dream, because of his nightmare, now we have no businesses, no economic, no economy, no love, no anything at all. No brotherhood. All we do is try to love our oppressors because that's what he fought for, man. He fought for it, and that's what we're doing today. We're going to love our oppressors. We're going to get the Fendi and the Gucci and the Prada and the Balenciaga. You know, they don't want to buy the FUBU. Not because the FUBU don't look good, but because it's not Fendi. It's not Gucci. It's not these brands. What's that brother name that owned FUBU? I forgot his name. Dude be on Shark Tank and all that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Matt Damon or something like that. Something like that. Matt Damon. But nobody wants to support that business. We got black restaurants right now. The little bit that we do have left. A little bit of black business that we do have left. We gotta tell people, like, man, listen, man, it's a black-owned restaurant, man. You should go down there, get some food from down there. When it should have just been a thing to do. Just go to our own places to eat. Go to our own businesses to spend our money. Now we gotta remind each other and convince one another. Man, get that FUBU, man. Stop buying that Gucci. Gucci hates us. Right. Fendi, and that's another thing. That ain't changed either. They still hate us. They still talk about us, and we still buy their brands. Right. Go ahead.
His name is Damon John.
Damon. I knew it was Damon something. Damon what?
Damon John.
Damon John? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. Damon. I knew it was Damon something. They still hate us, man. You know what I mean? What was that Gucci that did something? What did they do? They had the blackface. You know what I mean? Fendi and Timberland with the noose around the boot and all that, and Levi's with the horses with the slave in the middle, tearing them apart. You know, all of this stuff that they just put right back in our face every day, showing us that they hate us, and we just still got Martin Luther King in our blood. We still got that Christianity in our mind, and we just still buy their stuff, and we black people aren't doing nothing to one another, and we can't even go buy a burger from the black-owned burger spot. You can't even go to the black-owned shoe store and cop a pair of shoes from there and make them hot. Anything we put on, we make hot. Why you think Fendi is so big? Why you think Balenciaga is? Look at them shoes, them big-ass shoes they got right now. What are they? Balenciaga. I think it's Balenciaga and something else. Some other shoes. Them big-ass ugly shoes, man. But black people sporting them, making them look fly. Making them look popping. To the point where everybody getting Balenciaga shoes, everybody getting this shoe and that shoe, this shirt and this shirt, that pants and this hat. They getting it. They black people make it worth something. Go ahead.
We just got a couple more comments.
Go ahead.
Erskine Littleton has said the Most High wants nations to be separated. Mm-hmm. The sister Shara said blacks have pride and dignity in our separation. MLK taught people how to sell out. Right. And then Erskine Littleton said, we had some type of morals. Right.
You understand? At some point in time, we had morals, man.
Right.
We had some kind of like what they call a street code. You know, the street code, it's almost has to go without being explained when your son gets home and nobody's there. That, you know, I mean, your neighbor's son gets home and nobody's there. That you look after him. It was just like, it was automatic. It was like, you know, he good over there. We all family. It was almost automatic when you see somebody's daughter down the street at the store by herself that you know she ain't supposed to be down here, or, you know what I mean, whatever the case may be, so you look after her. it was always the sense of morality or unity and love for one another at least back then. You know what I mean? And we had professionals. We had to the point because our oppressors hated us so much, and we couldn't go to their doctors and couldn't get them to represent us in court. We had to what? Go to school to be lawyers. Right. We had to go to school to be nurses and go to school to be doctors so that we can be able to work as doctors, lawyers, and nurses in our own communities to save our people and represent our own people. That's what it was. The same thing like it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma and Black Wall Street. They didn't want us around, so we went and built up our own community and taught ourselves our own professionals, to be professionals ourselves. To the point we had our own pilots. We had our own carpenters, plumbers, musicians. Like we had our own nurses and lawyers and doctors, so on and so forth. And that's what being separate gets you. It gets you freedom. It gets you empowerment to be what you need to be. See what I'm saying? Because being a second-class citizen, you'll always say, I could just get it from him. I can just go get it from there. And that's just being lazy, man. You understand? It's just being lazy. It's time for us to stop being lazy and understand the true cost of freedom. The true cost of freedom means you have to go out and get it on your own, man. You got to get it yourself. You got to go out and get it on your own, build it up yourself, manage it yourself, build it from the ground up, make it poppin', make it popular, and make it successful. Make it real, make it work. That's the cost of being free, man. You can't go somewhere and just punch in the clock and punch out and collect the check. No, you got to create a business. You got to become a professional. You got to make sure the business runs. You got to market it, promote it, and everything else, man. And black people don't want to do that because it's so easy for us to do what Martin Luther King did and just go get it from our oppressors. You know, it's better that way. Aren't you tired of getting up every morning to cut the lights on at your business? Wouldn't it just be easier to go down to Starbucks and give them $2 and get a coffee? Well, what that has done is it's created us to be consumers and not business owners and not entrepreneurs. Now we're the leading consumers, and we're at the bottom of every economic structure ever. You understand? Martin Luther King is the reason why we're in the condition that we're in today, man. False prophets like Martin Luther King, and they still here today. Like I said, Jesse Jackson's still here. Al Sharpton, those Jewish men that got killed out there in New York. Guess who at the news channel getting interviewed? Al Sharpton. What the hell this got to do with you? You over here, Jewish men got killed, murdered, and here you are, what? Doing what? What they've always done, representing black people. And because they are representing black people, we look up to them and we follow after them, and we look like straight sellouts, and we sell ourselves out. I made a post the other day because I seen a video where I don't know if he's a senator or whatever he is, somebody named Jang or Lang or something like that. I don't know what he is, but he, I guess, is running for something to get votes. And here he is, got video of him at the Christian church in the choir, black, everybody in there black, in the choir with the robe on. No. Chinese man, he Chinese. Because if you need a vote, you know what I mean? If you need a vote, you know what I mean? If you need some consumers, you need somebody to work in your businesses, somebody to pick your cotton. They already prepared for you right here at the Christian church. All you got to come in there, all you got to do is walk right through the front door and clap your hands and put on a robe, and guess what? They all going to vote for you. We all going to vote for you. We all going to pick your cotton and serve you like a slave. Because our Christian pastors are preparing us for the slaughter, man. But in the UPK, our children are here. Our brothers and sisters are protected in here. They're given courage and strength in here to be able to know the truth and being fed the truth, to be able to reject that ignorance and reject that being in any position that can make them vulnerable because we know who our enemy is. Right. Yeah.
And if I could, I mean, like, man, like you just said something, I mean, like, just kind of hit home, man, you understand? Because, you know, like a lot of brothers, you know, like in the UPK, you understand, like we grew up in that Christian church.
Right.
You understand? And the Christian church, just like you just said, is just so vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel like they need to just help out everyone. And
Right.
when we say everyone, from politics to their pastors, to their neighbors, but they don't want to help them themselves out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to dig deep into this Bible and just get a little research of it to realize that this Bible is talking about, it's all talking about separation.
Right.
This Bible is mainly talking about separation. Of course, we're dealing with Martin Luther King today, and what he taught was just unity.
Right.
I mean, like, he wanted us to unify with everyone. And then when he really had really came to a realization, like, man, okay, well, I'm talking all this unity,
Right.
but look at my people now.
Right.
And then, of course, like, that's when he came into the quote, ain't gonna say it just yet, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, man, it's just
Let's
like,
go ahead.
man,
You
like
go ahead and bring it out.
church.
You go ahead and bring it out.
You sure, sir? It just talks about, like, how
I was actually going to tell you, like, at any point in the breakdown where you feel it to be relevant to bring whatever information you have in, just bring it in. You know what I mean? Because I'm not thinking about it. I know it's there, but just at any time. So if you want to bring it out now, you can.
Common concept. So he just said, like, as far as Dr. Martin Luther King said, and these is his words. He said, "I fear I am integrating my people into a burning house." Like, he's integrating his people, which is supposed to be all black people,
Right.
integrating them
His
into
people.
Right.
Like Christ said.
Right.
For he shall save his people.
Come.
Go ahead.
Into a burning house, meaning, like, man, like, we mingling with other nations that we not even supposed to do. We mingling with politics, and we're supposed to have our own politics within this Bible.
Right.
But of course, him being a coon and him doing all these abominable things, it's like, man, like, Martin Luther King is just
A terrible man.
Right.
And that's why the Bible even prophesied Martin
Right.
Luther King thousands of years ago.
Right.
Because they knew it was a day that come where this man, whatever his name is, was going to have a dream, and it was going to cause us to be destroyed. Because when Martin Luther King said, "I feel as if I integrated my people into a burning house," he was talking about integrating his people into danger.
Right.
And what happened was joining our this other nation was dangerous.
Right.
Joining our oppressors was dangerous, and he knows that right now. He knew that before he was killed by the same man that he was trying to join.
Right.
That I did this and I'm regretted. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
Now, the brother Anthony Harris said, "It's time I surround myself with brothers like y'all."
Son Christ. What city and state you from, Anthony? Just let us know what city and state you in. But this truth is all over the earth, man. It's spread out like a wildfire, man. You let us know what city and state you in, and we're going to make sure we get to the closest brothers that you can get to possible, man. And we'll be honored to have another brother that's like-minded in this truth with us, man.
Right.
All right? We building a real nation in here. These are the real shepherds that are teaching our people they really need to know the truth in order to be able to be free from the destruction, all right? And not to ever be destroyed again. Okay? Brother just brought out something heavy, man. Martin Luther King. Everybody's celebrating Martin Luther King today because of his damn dream, but they don't remember when he said, "I feel as if I integrated my people into a burning house." No matter what our oppressor says this day is, we as black people should be done with this day because we know the truth. He knew the truth. Martin Luther King knew the truth. When he talked about this place being leading his people to a burning house, when he led that march down to Selma, led that march down to Washington, D.C., he knew after some time of doing what he did and accomplishing what he accomplished that this might have been the wrong idea. This was the wrong thing for me to do. Look how many black people I've led out of their own communities, from their own businesses, to come here and there and everywhere else to fight to be loved by people that hates us. To fight to spend our money in a business owned by our oppressors who hate us. Look how far I've taken my people to just be, accepted and joined together with people that hate us, and how much they've left behind.
Right.
I feel as if I've integrated my people into a burning house. Well, you know what, Martin Luther? You did. You did. And here we are in 2020, and there's no black businesses for miles away. You understand? And if they are, we right here, we got in Greenville, South Carolina, it was a burger spot, Fresh Burger. You remember Fresh Burger, Mark Duggan?
I think that was here like when I first came.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Fresh Burger, man. Failing business. I'm talking about. They got all quality ingredients. You know what I mean? They make their burgers by hand. With ground beef seasoned, fried, and they putting them on the grill. Cheese, fries, hot dogs, chicken wings, everything. Hardly ever get a damn customer in there every day. To the point where they're not there anymore. They're gone. That business is shut down. Here we are in 2020, and the effects, the aftermath of Martin Luther King's dream is desolation for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You understand? Our business population is desolate. The love amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is desolate. You know what I mean? The intelligence of blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians is desolate. Because even though we go to college and we learn all of these things, we still don't know what you should do when a man is shooting you and killing you. We don't know the math to that.
Right.
We don't know what to do when our police system is corrupt. So what do? We just do what Martin Luther King did. We just love him. And they ain't teaching the truth about what you should do in the college. And Martin Luther King didn't teach us the truth about what we should do either. After he got done popping all them whores and having all them orgies that he was having, he realized and finally came to his senses. You know how brothers in the world, you already know where I'm going. Our brothers in the world, when they have that one, they see that woman, they fight for him so hard and long. They just want this sister so bad. I done went down here and bought her flowers and a teddy bear and all this other stuff, took out to eat and all that, just to get that box. And then when they finally get that box, what happened, Mark Docky? Huh?
Them demons be at the doorstep.
Nah, them brothers, they do. You right. But that brother started coming to his senses. Right. That's what happens. He like, man, well, you know what? I mean, she ain't really all that. Right. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't really all that. I mean, damn. I mean, look at that little spot right there behind her ear. You know what I mean? You start like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, now you seeing things now. Mm-hmm. That's what Martin Luther King did. He's starting to see things now. He done popped all the white whores he can pop. Right. He done went and slept and had all the orgies and did everything that the seat of his own heart desired. And then now he had to turn around and look at all of the thousands of black people he led behind him to go have sex with the orgies with his oppressor, and seen how destroyed they were. Seen how much they were lacking. Like we just read in Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter. How much they were lacking. How much they were suffering. Getting hit over the head with rocks. Right. They didn't have to get hit over the head in the rocks in their communities. They didn't have to get water holes down in their own communities. It was only when they kept coming out to try to go sleep with the white man or go to his businesses and everything like that where we was getting that type of torment. So here we are, following Martin Luther King. Brothers getting tossed in jail, hit over the head with rocks. German shepherds sunk on us, biting the crap out of our legs. Mothers and women and everybody on the front line. Everybody, kids. And he finally turned around and said, man, I feel as if I've integrated my people into a burning house. What you think, Mark? What you think, Mark Doc? What you think? What you think? What did Martin think?
Man, I can't really say exactly what Martin Luther King was thinking, but man, like as far as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we need to literally realize that Martin Luther King did not care about black people.
Right. And
that's just blank and straightforward and straight to the point.
Right.
Martin Luther King, just like you were saying, like he literally loved white women.
Right.
Like he had sex with white women.
You got that picture?
He did. Yeah, it's already up.
It's already up.
It's
Most
already
ain't
up.
crazy. He already got it up there. Get the brother out here, man. Brother out here sharp on the ones and twos now.
You understand? I mean, like he just, while he telling us to, you know, as far as, you know, I have a dream that, you know, that little black girls and little white girls are gonna be together. It's just like, man, like he was contradicting the Bible to a T.
Right.
Because the Bible's saying separate, but he's wanting to integrate
Right.
all of these other nations. And while he's doing that, he's having the orgies, he's sleeping with white women, he's doing business with white people. It's like, man, like, and like, why not just stick to, just like the Bible says, to the traditions and the oracles of the Most High? It's like,
Right.
everything could be so simple but, you know, we
Right.
are in America right now.
Right, and that's what you're
Right.
saying is heavy, and we doing the same thing today.
Right.
He taught us well. I shouldn't say well, but we've held on to what he's taught us, and that's why we're so quick to go be in their businesses and supporting their businesses. And we gotta remind ourselves and each other to go and support our own businesses.
Right.
Support black businesses. Why we ever gotta do that? Support black businesses. Why are we not supporting black businesses?
Right.
Why we gotta talk? Why we gotta be a headline? We gotta create all of these little social groups and stuff to, you know, bring awareness. What they say, we gotta bring awareness to all of the failing black businesses and how we need to support brothers and sisters that's failing. They worked on a slavery 80 hours a week for 10 years to get up the money that they needed to open up that business, and it's gonna fail because you lack love and brotherhood amongst each other. Go ahead.
If I could, the brother Anthony Harris said that he's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then also we just got a couple more comments. If
Okay.
you want me to read them.
The brothers in Charlotte, North Carolina. Brother, this is the number that you need to call for Charlotte, North Carolina, man. So you can be able to get plugged in, and that's what we started at in North Carolina as far as the Carolinas go. We started in North Carolina, we spread out down to South Carolina. So but you know, we got a solid brother officer, YAHANNA, in North Carolina. Brother is, you know, been with me from the day one in this truth and been raising up brothers left and right, raising up sisters left and right. His number is going to be 252-375-6025. And just type that number in there and type the name as well. Officer YAHANNA, and the number is 252-375-6025, and that's North Carolina. All right, and go ahead and give me whatever you said. The sister said something?
No, the Erkston Littleton.
Go ahead.
So he got a couple comments. Give me 1 second, I gotta pull it back up.
Sure. After this comment, we're gonna go down these scriptures. I ain't pulled the scripture in a second. Go ahead.
He said Erskine Littleton just had a couple more comments. He didn't care about the repercussions as long as he got to sleep with the oppressor's woman. Then also the oppressor didn't care even if you are rich and famous, or Kelly, Bill Cosby, Tiger Woods, all got in trouble behind their oppressor. Can't forget about OJ.
Right. Right. What the brother is saying is heavy, man. And all of these people like R. Kelly, O.J. Simpson, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, we can go down the list, are all products of Martin Luther King's dream, man. Well, they making all this money by what? Loving our oppressors, and they don't have enough love for each other to help one another, man. Let me get Proverbs 3 and 5. We're gonna go down these scriptures real quick, cause how many scriptures I pull? Like 3, 4, 5 scriptures. I got 100 scriptures on this paper. You know what I mean? We got to get through them. We got to get these people some scriptures. You know what I mean? This is what we teach, and we teach in the Bible, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5.
Go ahead.
Trust in the Lord.
Do what?
Trust in the Lord.
Trust Martin Luther King.
Trust in the Lord.
Trust the T.D. Jakes.
Trust in the Lord.
Trust in the Farrakhan.
Trust in the Lord.
Trust Malcolm X.
Trust in the Lord.
Trust in the Lord. Go ahead.
With all thine heart.
With all thy what?
Heart.
The heart is your mind, so trust in the Lord with all your mind. Go ahead.
And lean not unto thy own understanding.
See, that's what Martin Luther King did, man. He
Right.
leaned on his own understanding. That I don't see nothing wrong with white people. I don't see anything wrong with them. I mean, look at their women. Their women are, beautiful. Their long hair is long and they're fair and all of this other stuff. And I believe that they can be loved and change. And he acted on that. And he leaned on his own understanding. A lot of people do that today. The whole entire Christian church does that today. They all talking about what God said and this dream and that dream and what God told them to say. But we trust in the Lord. And none of that what they talking about is in the Bible. The Lord didn't say none of that what they telling us in the church. They got a long list of lies that they tell in the Christian church. Nothing they say in the church comes out of the Bible.
Right.
Nothing the Lord said in the Bible. Go ahead.
Verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
I'm saying he shall direct thy path, man. You can look in the Bible and see that the Lord don't want us to join everybody. You can look in the Bible and see that interracial marriage is unlawful.
Right.
You can look in the Bible and find out a lot of different things. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And
you can find out a lot of different things in this Bible, ultimately, that are against what they're saying out of their mouths in the Christian church, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
So like verse 7, be not wise in thy own eyes.
Be not wise in our own eyes. You understand? That's Martin Luther King and every Christian out here today. And every one of them, they all wise in their own eyes. Well, you know what? I think, it should be like this. And, God says this. And, it has to be because of love and this and that. And the way you're supposed to approach it, everybody is scholars, huh?
Right.
Everybody's scholars. Everybody's some biblical scholars. And just all these majors and doctors out here, doctrine and this and doctrine. And you all are just YouTube scholars. Everybody know, huh? Telling me how to do my job, telling me what the Lord said, telling you where you going to hell. Oh, okay. I'm going to hell. You know that. Okay. So you wise, huh? You know something I don't know, and not even God knows, obviously, because that ain't in the Bible. You telling me something of your own wisdom, your own understanding. We should join hand in hand and this and that and blah blah blah. That's why that was wise to him before he got his nut off.
Right.
After he got his nut off, he was like, "What the hell am I doing? This girl right here looks like a frozen fish stick. What am I doing? This girl is in here looking like a chicken tender, a tenderloin, a sardine. What am I doing?" He came to his senses, and look at what's going on behind. He turned around after he got that nut. That it's like you blind before you get that nut. And then when that nut go, you can see. You looking around you. I was watching a movie the other day, man. So like I'm saying real quick, bro. I was watching a movie one day, and the brother found an apple on the ground. It's one of them Netflix movies. He found an apple. He bit the apple, and then when he turned around, there was 3 beautiful women behind him. And he was like, looking at the women. They were so jolly and playful. And he went with the women. They was eating with the women. They was chilling with the women. They was giving them oranges and grapes, feeding them. And then their brother was looking for them, so he got there, and he started to eat the apple too. And he was chilling with them. Mm-hmm. Then he just decided to put the apple down because he was like, we gotta go. I'm on this mission. Y'all here chilling, but that effect of that apple started to wear off. And the reality started to flash in front of his eyes, and he started to see these women were actually witches. They were witches. They were ugly. And I'm talking about big nose, face looked like they were dead. And then he looked at the food that was all grapes and strawberries and, muffins and stuff, and it was worms and bugs and roaches and stuff. Right. That's what Christianity will do to you. Right. Christianity will have you looking at these things that are evil and wicked as something wise and righteous. And that's where wisdom in your own eyes is. That's what leaning on your own understanding is. Is you making what's bad look good until you realize you're absolutely in a destructive place and your life is on the line. Right. And a lot of us realize that at that time. Do we not, Mardakia? Is that not when brothers and sisters is running into the truth? Because their life is in shambles, their relationship is gone to piss, their sons is taken by DSS, and everything in your life is terrible. All this life you've been not wanting to share your man, and now look at you. You know what I mean? You got 6 baby daddies and five kids. How? You know what I mean? Like, how? You know what I mean? And you got AIDS. You got this. Brothers is homeless, and cancer, on child support. All of these things in the prison system. And this one, you start to be like, let me just stop right here. Let me slow down before I kill myself.
Right.
Before I end up in a worse situation than I am now, which is already terrible. And let me figure this out. Let me, and that's what you should do from the beginning before all that stuff happens. Right. Let that Christianity go. Get up in here, man. Let me get let's get Deuteronomy 13 and 5. Let's get it. What time is it? 35? All right. Deuteronomy 13 and 5. Listen to people like Martin Luther King who lean on their own understanding, who only wise in their own eyes is how we end up in these destructive situations, man. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 5. And the prophet, and that prophet,
go ahead.
Or that dreamer of dreams.
Okay, here we go again. We back at it in Deuteronomy. That dreamer of dreams, go ahead.
Shall be put to death.
He's going to live.
Shall be put to death.
He's going to be embraced with love.
Shall be put to death.
He's going to be forgiven.
Shall be put to death.
He's going to have mercy on him.
Shall be put to death.
He's going to be put to death. And what happened to Martin Luther King?
Death.
He was put to death, man. What happened to Eddie Long?
Death.
He was put to death, man. What happened to Malcolm X?
Put to death.
Put to death, man. And the same is going to happen for all of these pastors out here.
Right.
It's coming. Death is knocking on their front door. The Lord said what? I will visit them upon the evils of their doing. Yeah. He's coming. He's coming for you. You can believe that. He's coming for you. T.D. Jakes, he's coming for you. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, he's coming for you. Yo Christian pastor, you just watching this video, that stumbled upon this video, is going to go to church on Sunday. Yo pastor is going to be put to death, man, for the evils of his doings, man.
Right.
Read it one more time from the top.
And that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams, shall be put to death.
And that's what's going to happen, man. The Lord don't love everybody, man. The Lord ain't some kind of coward or some kind of sissy that's just scared to hurt somebody or scared to be get into altercations and, take a life or no. He will put you to death, nigga. You understand? He will put you to death. And that's why in the I.S.U.P.K, we are men of war. And you play us for the people, and the people are going to be fed and protected in here. You understand? They're going to be fed and protected in here. We follow after the Most High in Christ, who were men of war, who weren't afraid to kill. Like the brother Joshua approached the angel with the sword and asked him, was he a friend or is he a foe? Because he was about to take that brother, he was about to kill that brother, you understand, if he was an enemy. Why? To protect his people, man. That's the type of shepherds that the Lord said he's going to put on the top of the congregation when he gets rid of all these stupid, wicked pastors, man.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. That's the type of men that the Lord is going to put over this nation, man. Men that are that favor the Most High. Men that favor Christ. Men that you see on them street corners blazing in the UPK, man. Men that you see in these venues when we holding these lectures, man. Men that you see holding these councils, telling that woman she is a bitch.
Right.
You're being a bitch. You're an absolute bitch. Excuse my language, but you have to clean yourself up. Right. Shut your damn mouth. Clean yourself up. Put some clothes on, brother. You're weak. You're weak, and you just can't wait to hate your brother.
Right.
You should shut up and get in class.
Right.
Close your mouth. Get in class. Get in all black.
Right.
And that's just love, man. That's all it is. Because had we not talked to them like that, or do we not give them that type of tutelage, they're not going to take it serious.
Right.
They're going to continue to think that life is a goddamn game, and everything that they think they're the wisest people on the face of the earth, and they're going to go and run into a damn wall as soon as they walk away from you. And we love them enough to give them a fighting chance to shut their damn mouth and get in class. to shut your mouth and clean yourself up. Cover your ass up, sis. Shemai. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20.
You know what I'm saying? For those out there that love their oppressors so much, when we tell you that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, we hope you feel it in your bone marrow. We hope you feel it deep down in your bone marrow, so the next time you get in front of another oppressor and he do you wrong, you know you was warned already. Because it's coming. The time is coming. The Bible says what? Every nation is going to turn, every man is going to turn to his own people. Every man is going to turn to his own people, and nation is going to rise against nation. It's time for you to turn to your own people, man. Because when the time comes where the man you trying to fight your brother for turns to his brother, then you have nobody. You're going to be stuck in the field like a sitting duck, while we in the UPK have been telling you the whole time are in 144,000 ranks. You know what I mean?
Right.
144,000 ranks or 12 ranks or however you want to break it down to math, and we got soldiers that are ready to fight for us. Give it to me.
Deuteronomy 18, verse 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak.
That's the thing that people do not understand right there.
Right.
You can't go to college. You know that commercial, get off the couch, bro. Do something with your life. You better go learn how to be a lawyer or a doctor.
Right.
Do not go to school to be a pastor or a reverend. Don't do it. Because the Most High says, I didn't give you the permission to do that.
Right.
In the UPK, we was given the spirit.
Right.
It's been here since 1969, and here, only here, is where it resides today.
Right.
Read it from the top one more time.
But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak.
If you want to be a pastor and call yourself to be ordained, the only one that can ordain you to be a pastor is the man, the one man that the Lord set over the congregation.
Right.
To raise up captains, to raise up generals, to raise up officers, to raise them up. Officers of 50, officers of 1,000, officers of 5,000. That's the man.
Right.
In the time during Moses, nobody was getting raised up unless Moses raised them up.
Right.
In the time of Christ, nobody was getting raised up unless Christ raised them up. That because those were the men that that the Most High put in charge at the time. Go ahead.
Or that shall speak in the name of the other gods.
Of the what?
Other gods.
I don't know what God it was that Martin Luther King was serving. Matter of fact, I do. He was serving white Jesus. That was the other gods. White Jesus, Caesar Borgia, Christianity, that whole doctrine of devils, which means that the gods that he was trying to sell us to or worship was these people who are our oppressors, man. Read it one more time from the top. I will show.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20.
Go ahead.
But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods.
You understand? Jesus Christ.
Other gods.
Allah.
Other gods.
Horus.
Other gods.
Janus.
Other gods.
All of those other gods, whether it's of Egyptian descent, Greek descent, Roman descent, your descent. If it ain't the God of Israel in this Bible, then it's not the true living God of the entire, nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Even that prophet shall die.
Even that prophet shall do what?
Die.
And that's the prophecy for you pastors, man. You pastors will receive judgment for the dangers of what you're doing to our peoples through your false doctrines and your false gods, man. Drop that. Let me get Romans chapter 16, verse 17. You're going to be put to death, man. That prophet shall surely die. Martin Luther King was shot dead, man, by the man he was trying to convince everybody to love. You see how far love will get you? Get you to the point where you can't make a decision to do nothing no more because you're dead. Because you're dead. Now, at least that you that listen today have the opportunity to save your life.
Right.
While you're still alive. Separate from these other nations. How? Come into the UPK. Learn how. We don't just hold classes about false prophets.
Right.
We hold classes about marriage. We have councils about marriage. We hold classes about what to eat and what not to eat. We hold classes about how to dress, how not to dress. We hold classes of how to iron out disputes against your brothers and sisters.
Right.
We have classes about our history and how our brothers and sisters went wrong. We got prophecies, things that have just happened that were written about in the Bible that was written thousands of years ago. Things that haven't even happened yet. All of what you need is in here, man. Come up in these classes, man, and learn it all. Take it all in. I'm going to tell you about the God of Israel. I'm going to tell you about the God of, we're going to tell you about the black God, the Hispanic man's God, the Native Indians man's God. We're going to tell you about them. I'm going to tell you about your God. Tell you about your history, your heritage, your army, your government, your laws and your commandments. So we're going to tell you about. You got what I need?
Come.
Let me get it.
The book of Romans, chapter 16, verse 17.
Good.
Now I beseech you, brethren,
Mm-hmm.
mark them which cause division.
I beseech you, meaning I beg you. I beg you, brethren, to mark them which cause division amongst us. Martin Luther King joining us to other nations did nothing but cause division amongst us. Because now that we've joined the man that hates us, we've learned how to hate us. Right? Now that we've joined the man that absolutely is disgusted by us, we've now begun to be disgusted by one another. Go ahead.
Them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine.
Contrary to the what?
To the doctrine.
We should all join together.
The doctrine.
God loves everybody.
The doctrine.
A man can love whoever he want to love.
The doctrine.
He can be love another man.
The doctrine.
You can have a wife and throw her away.
The doctrine.
You can rape in the kingdom.
The doctrine.
You can Christ died for everybody.
The doctrine.
Like, that's contrary to the doctrine, man. All of those things are contrary to the doctrine. We should all join hands in hands with white girls and little white boys.
The doctrine.
Contrary to the doctrine, man. That's what that is. All of those things are contrary to the doctrine. Go ahead.
Which ye have learned,
Mm-hmm.
and avoid them.
You understand? And avoid them. We learn these things from our grandmother.
Right.
We learn these things from auntie, from our great grandmama, from our father, from our great uncle and them. We learned that from them. We learned that in the Christian church that we was raised in all our lives. The same Christian church that your mother was raised in all her life, the same Christian church that her mother and her father was raised in all of her life. We learned all of those things. We learned all of these all of these lying, blasphemous things that are contrary to the doctrine. We learned all our lives. We should avoid them. Go ahead.
For verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
For they that are such serve not our Lord Christ.
Yeah, those that do that don't serve the Lord, man. Anybody in the Christian church don't serve the Lord. Anybody at that Muslim mosque who talking about Allah, they serving a damn rock.
Right.
Out there in Mecca that's in the ground where them Arabs is running around that thing all day and beating their head on the ground every day. That's who you serving. You're not serving the true God of Israel. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Any more on that?
Christ, but their own belly.
They on what?
Belly.
Right. We're not serving the one true God. We're serving our own belly. Whatever it is that we in that Christian church for is to serve our own belly. You know what I mean? It might not have nothing to do with what you're learning in the Christian church or what you see there, but because you're a Christian pastor who you want to believe is holy, says you can love who you want to love. And with that, you can be all you want to be and love who you want to love. I'm be all right with that. I'm cool with that. Yeah, this is my pastor. That's when they get to my pastor. my pastor, Reverend Jackson and Reverend Johnson and this brother and that brother and deacon this and they speak highly of them. All because they enabled them to be whores. They enable them to be weed smokers and homosexuals and lets them be whatever they want to be and takes them as they are and embraces them how they are and loves them anyway because God loves everybody. And you love your pastor and you love your church, but you really love yourself more. And those are the people that hear the truth and don't come into the truth because in all actuality, they don't care about the truth. They don't care that they're being lied to every day by their pastor because they love being able to do what the hell they want to do, man. Any more on that?
But their own belly, and by good words and fair speech.
By what?
By good words.
I have a dream.
By good words.
All little boys and girls are going to come together.
Good words.
The laws is done away with.
Good words.
God loves everybody.
Good words.
You can be who you want to be.
Good words.
Come as you are.
Good words.
God forgives.
Good words.
He has mercy on us.
Good words.
Everyone's forgiven.
Good words.
Go ahead.
And fair speeches.
Fair speeches. Go ahead. I have a dream that one day this is going to happen and that's going to happen. That's a speech that he gave. A fair speech. It was a beautiful speech. It was beautiful. That when they say, I seen the mountaintop, that was a beautiful speech.
Right.
Nothing different than the song we hear on the radio every day. They're talking about real ass bitch, give F by the nigga, or you know, these other niggas, what's the nigga name? What's the boy name, man? Future, Percocets, Molly Percocets. The reason brothers and sisters is dying and having overdoses every day, it's a beautiful song and it sounds good and you rock your head to it, but doesn't make it good. No, man. Just because Martin Luther King had a dream, because he been to the mountaintop, doesn't mean that we need to be taking that and using that as actual guidance for morality or guidance for righteousness. Go ahead. Any more?
Words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple.
You know what I'm saying? Deceives the heart of who?
The simple.
The heart of who?
The simple.
All those people who marched behind Martin Luther King?
The simple.
All those people in the Christian church?
The simple.
All those people who reject the I.S.U.P.K?
The simple.
All those people in the Muslim mosque?
The simple.
All them people that's trying to worship and, you know, read the stars?
The simple.
All the people that's at the pyramids trying to read the writings on the wall?
The simple.
That's the simple, man. And they can be deceived easily. Right. All I got to do is tell it. All I got to do is say, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Right.
And that ignorant statement like that, and we all, yeah, he's the chosen one. We shouldn't be pro-life. It should be pro-choice. Yeah, man. What you saying? This guy's a revolutionary.
Right.
You should be able to love who you want to love. I didn't choose who I wanted to love. Like, you know what I mean? All these little things that they say, man. It just be, them simple be like, they be like. Feminist movement and everything else, girl power, black girl magic, all these sisters out here with all these kids, no baby daddy, taking care of all the kids by themselves just to be called an independent woman and running themselves into the damn ground behind some feminist, toxic feminism. The simple, man. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
No, drop that. Give me Micah, chapter 3, verse 11. Got about 8-7 more minutes. Micah chapter 3 and 11.
Book of Micah, chapter 3, verse 11.
Yep.
The heads thereof judge for reward.
The head thereof do what?
Therefore judge for reward.
The heads thereof judge for reward. Like when these pastors rule over our people, they're only doing it to be able to get money. So they're going to tell you what's going to keep you in a condition to keep giving them money. You understand? Because think about it like this. If you are sick, right, and you go to the doctor, what would be more profitable for the doctor? What would be ethical of the doctor to do? To heal you. Right. That would be ethical. It would be the right thing to do, to heal this man or this woman. But what is a what is a doctor that's trying to make a profit? What would he do? He's only going to give you something that's only going to make you good for a moment, so that you can stay sick or get sick again and come back and have to pay more money to get made healthy again, right?
Right.
And then they might give you something that's going to fix that problem, but give you another problem. But as long as they keep you sick or keep giving you other problems, you'll keep coming back. Because that's somebody who's a prophet or a doctor or whatever it is, that is a doctor for profit. Read it one more time from the top.
The book of Micah, chapter 3, verse 11.
Good.
The heads thereof judge for reward.
You understand? They judge for reward, man. Just like a mechanic, right? You go to a mechanic, you know what time it is. You know what I mean? You go in there, your car ain't starting. You go there, they tell you, oh, man, yeah, man, it's your muffler, man. Your muffler, you got to get a new muffler. You get a new muffler, next thing you know, riding a week later, your car started to make this, he done went and messed with something on the starter or something. Now you got to come back and get the starter fixed. He get the starter fixed, take the money for the starter. Now you mess something else up, or he tell you something else wrong and don't fix the real problem because he just wants you to come back so you can keep spending money. That's your pastors, man. Your pastors are telling you things just to be able to telling you just enough for you to feel good but have to come back. Doing things to make you what? Still have to, not fixing your problems because they want you to be able to come back. Any more on that?
Come.
Good.
The heads thereof judge for reward.
The heads thereof judge for reward. Good.
And the priests thereof teach for hire.
They teach for what?
For hire.
They teach for what?
Hire.
They teach for hire, man. Like, they just doing their job. They just doing what they get paid to do. You know what I mean? The person that gets paid to do something is going to say, well, take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
Right.
A person that's really caring about you is going to say, well, what's the symptoms? Well, what do you want? Let's narrow it down.
Right.
Let's figure this out. Let's turn every stone so we don't have to miss anything, and let's get it to right where we can directly help with you with your real issue. Mm-hmm. No. Somebody that's a prophet for hire is going to be like, hey, take 2 of these, call me in the morning. They just going to give you something that they give everybody. You know, everybody just get this medicine here. This is it. Here. That's all I got. Just take this. Tell me how you feel tomorrow. They're not fixing you. They're just doing their job. They're not passionate about fixing black people. They're not passionate about saving us and protecting us. They're not passionate about raising us up from the dead.
Right.
Making us into polished brass, our men, making our women into daughters. They're not interested in that. All they're doing is just keeping the doors open, keeping the roof over the head, you know what I mean? Keeping them revival retreats going, keeping that mansion paid for, keeping that bills, that gas in that Mercedes, keeping their wife happy with them $500,000 Lamborghini trucks that they buying them. And that's all they really doing. They really don't care about your problems. You got a problem here. God said this. You know what I mean? God said this. There's no problem that no man can solve. And it's all in the mind. You got to think about it. And, you know what I mean? God is going to walk you through. He's going to order your steps. Mm-hmm. Man, drop it. Is there any more on that? Go ahead.
And the prophets therefore divine for money.
Mm-hmm. They divine for money. Right? They divine for money. Like, you know how they be having, like, you know, you just come down there and be like, hey, man, like, I need to talk to you. Well, you know, counsel is, you know, $50 an hour, you know what I mean? If you want me to heal you, you know, you got to buy this prayer cloth, right? That prayer cloth, you buy this prayer cloth, they're divine for money, man. How the hell you going to buy holy water? A prayer cloth. Only this simple, like the Bible said. Only this simple is buying a prayer cloth and buying so-called holy water, man. Any more on that?
Yet will they lean upon the Lord.
You understand? But we lean upon the Lord. We give everything that we need. Any more on that,
And say, is not the Lord among us?
Mm-hmm. Drop that. Give me Jeremiah 50 and 6. I got like 1 more minute. Mm-hmm.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
My people have been lost sheep.
Mm-hmm. My people have been lost sheep, right? Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't know their identity. We don't know our culture. We don't know where we were before America. We know we came from Africa, but we don't know what part of Africa. We don't even know we're African. We just lost. The lost sheep. Go ahead.
My people have been lost sheep.
Go ahead.
Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
And that's why, because our shepherds, like Martin Luther King, have led us to Washington, D.C. instead of leading us to the Most High. They've led us down to Selma instead of leading us to Christ. They've led us astray, man. I have been led astray.
Right.
This is beyond me. Go ahead.
They have turned them away on the mountains.
They have turned them away on the mountains. Go ahead.
They have gone from mountain to hill.
You understand? They have turned them away on the mountain. They've gone from mountain to hill. What is this talking about? It says they've gone from mountain to hill. This is talking about going from nation to nation, man. One government to another government, right? We here, we in Christianity, serving America. Then we get tired of serving America, get tired of serving Christianity, so we take on Islam, become Muslims. Then we serve Islam, and then we end up serving the Arab religion. Now we find ourselves all the way in Mecca, because you got to take one trip to Mecca. Now we in Mecca. Now we find out this ain't nothing but a criminal's religion. Now we in the Taoism. Now we here, we there, we doing all this. We in one government, one nation to another, one religion to another religion, man. From one mountain to another to the hills and everything else, man. Go ahead. Any more on that? Go ahead.
And they have forgotten their resting place.
And we forgot our resting place. We've forgotten our home, our government, our laws, our commandments, our culture, our heritage, our way of life. We've forgotten that because we were so busy because of these pastors leading us. They done led us to Washington, D.C. What the hell? They done led us to Washington, D.C. Which Marcus Garvey's got us all the way out in Africa. Am I lying, Mardaki?
Right.
We out. What the hell we doing over here? Islam got us in Mecca. We everywhere where we need to be. We forgot our own home and where we should be at, man. Any more on that?
Wow.
Let me get Jeremiah. Hold on. What you just stopped doing just now? You was at Jeremiah 50. Give me Jeremiah 5:26. Let me try to get out a few more scriptures, man. I got two more I'm going to get out before I stop. I'll catch the other ones. I know the brothers will bring out more. So many scriptures, man. Let's go ahead. You got it? Go ahead.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 26.
Good.
For among my people are found wicked men.
For among my people are found wicked men. Go ahead.
They lay wait and as...
Read it from the top. Salakia.
Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men.
For among my people are found wicked men. Go ahead.
They lay wait as he that setteth snares.
You understand? They lay wait, meaning they are what? Hiding in the bushes. That lay of snares, right? What is a snare? It's a trap. They lay of traps. They sit in the bushes. They lay wait, ready to set a trap for you. Go ahead.
They set a trap. They catch men.
They do what?
Catch men.
They do what?
Catch men.
They do what?
Catch men.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. As a cage is full of birds.
As a cage is full of birds. Go ahead.
So are their houses full of deceit.
So are their houses full of deceit, man. Like you see these houses, you see the Christian church, you see the congregations that these churches have, and you see how they sit around and they tell us lies and all the deception and the deceiving things that they tell us all the time in the Christian churches, man. And we take that from our church, from those churches, and we bring it to our houses, man. And we tell our children those lies. And we put Caesar Borgia on our wall. And we tell our children that this is Jesus. And we just, the trap has been set and is becoming a continual fall for generations for our people. Go ahead.
Therefore, they are become great and waxing rich. Verse 28.
And at the end of the day, those men that lay those traps and give us those deceiving things, they get rich, man. And this is not T.D. Jakes rich. It's not John Gray rich.
Right.
Was not Martin Luther King rich. And all of these pastors, look at Creflo Dollar. He trying to work on a jet. I think he sure enough got it. You know what I mean? A private jet. John Gray buying his wife a $500,000 Lamborghini truck. They are rich, man. Go ahead.
Verse 28. They are waxing fat. They shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
Go ahead.
They judge not the cause. The cause of the fatherless.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless. They don't get to the root of why you're fatherless in order for you to be to have a father, right? It's like we were just talking about just a while ago. They don't truly help what's really wrong with you. Go ahead.
Yet they prosper.
They prosper off of that. They prosper by not giving you the real truth about what your problems are. Your real problem is that you love your oppressors. That's why you don't have a business. That's why you don't have love in your community. The real reason why you have AIDS is because you're a whore. You're a whore. The reason why you don't have a man is because you're a whore. And you don't want to share a righteous man. You don't want to shut up and listen to your man because you want to be a loudmouth whore. The reason, brother, why you have all these baby mamas and your own child support is because you're a whore. Because you just can't keep your rod in your pants and pick a woman that's just not just because she has a fat ass. Excuse my language. But instead, they tell you can marry who you want to marry.
Right.
You can do that. You go do that, and then you what? You on child support. And then you come into them for counsel, and they don't visit you. They don't have nothing for you. And if they have something for you, it's just something for you to get by for the next day. They're not going to really tell you why you're going through what you're going through. Any more on that, huh?
And the right of the needy do they not judge?
You understand? Go ahead.
I'm going to go down to verse 29. And
Yep.
All the way through. Verse 29. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this?
You understand? The Lord says, shall my soul not be avenged on such a nation like this? Go ahead.
Verse 30. A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land.
You understand? Wonderful and horrible thing is being committed in the land, man. All of what's going on today, look at what Martin Luther King's dream has become, man. It's become a horrible nightmare. And we're here today, how many years later? 1970, 68 when he passed or something like that, 1968, something like that. It was, 30, 50 years ago. Look how much his dream is becoming a nightmare for us, man. Go ahead.
Verse 31, the prophets prophesied falsely.
That's why, man. Because he prophesied falsely, we have to pay for decades. We have to pay with our lives. We have to see our children die. We have to see our mothers mourn. We have to see our brothers be incarcerated and suffer. We have to see all of these things go take place because they prophesied falsely, man. Any more on that?
And the priests bear rule by their means.
By their means. You understand? They bear rule by their means. By what they're able to gain from it. By what they're able to get out of it. By what they're trying to accomplish. And we all know what they're trying to accomplish. The deceit of their own belly, man. The deceit of their own heart. The lust of their own pockets, their own belly, man. Any more on that?
And my people love to have it.
They love it. Our people eat it up. They eat it up. And you don't have to worry about being a homosexual, man. God forgives us. Oh, well, you serious? Man, I always felt like that, man. You can smoke weed, man. It's a different time we in. This ain't the Old Testament no more. Christ came. You ain't hear about Christ coming? Yeah, Christ came, man. All the laws is done away with. You can smoke weed now, man, brother. You can smoke weed now, sister. You know what I mean? We eat it up. Any more on that?
And what will ye do in the end thereof?
You know what I mean? And what will you do in the end thereof? I'm gonna end it. I'm not gonna go too far over. The grill is starting up. I'm gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Mardaki.
All right, I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period,
The brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verses 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in a Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, Purim, 14th day of 15th day, in the 15th date of the 12th month, Saturday, March 7th and Sunday, March 8th. You can find this in Esther chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. With that, shalom.